and welcome everybody to When the Right One Comes, the ladies edition. I'm Greg Davis, Bishop Greg Davis, and as you all are coming in, please let us know where you're coming in from, invite and share, and I'm going to give the ladies an opportunity to do that on their page, and I'm going to do it on one of my other pages, and we will introduce everybody as you're coming in. Say hello and tell us where you're coming from. If you're on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, follow. Good evening, y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. And I need about 30 of y'all to invite and share. Invite and share at Bishop Greg Davis. Erica, Sister Pastor Erica, why don't you read off the names and tell where they're from as they're coming in? Can you see it?
So we had Buffalo, New York. We had I just
say who it
the
is.
one. Georgia is on.
What's the name?
Okay, Wanda from New York. Hi, Wanda. Christopher, he said, "Great evening, everyone." He didn't say where he was from. Caroline, and I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Stephanie from Detroit. And then we have Charlotte from Richmond, Virginia. Regina from Detroit. Hello. Monique from Georgia. Yeah. Then we have Angel from Florida. Angel from Dallas. Jessica from Georgia. And then we have, Deshay, her last name, from Georgia. I'm sorry. I'm Caroline from Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Then we have Christopher from North Carolina, Rock Mountain, North Carolina. And, Charlotte from Jacksonville, Florida. They're coming fast. Kendall, I believe her name is, from Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. Wanda, okay. They're coming in fast. Sarah from Colorado Springs, hey girl. And then we have North Carolina, Pamela, hello. We have New Jersey, that's Nicole, hello, hello. Now the name looks familiar. Dr. Nick, that's Dr. Nick. Caroline, oh, hey, she said, hey, ladies. Hey girl, hey. Then we have Deborah from Mississippi, Horn Lake, Mississippi, to be exact. Crystal from Austin, Texas. Hello. Oh, Shanice Burke, I believe that's what it is, from DC. Christopher Jackson, Tennessee. And then I'm doing good with no glasses. LaShonda Colvin, Atlanta, Georgia. And I do wear glasses. So then hey Jessica, how you doing?
Hey Jessica.
Houston, Texas. Hey girl, hey. And then Antoinette Ward from Chicago, Chi-Town. Nicole from Michigan. Hi Nicole. Frida, I believe that's it, from Shreveport, Louisiana. Hey Louisiana. Hello. Come on, Louisiana, Dominique. Yeah. Come on. So Allison, Charlotte, North Carolina. I think I said it right. Cynthia, you would come through, huh? Louisiana. Y'all, come on. Y'all don't be hating on the boots. Hello. Louisiana, hello. Connecticut. That would be Tara. I believe that's how I say your name. On Periscope. Then we have Vanette Wright from Maryland. She said, hello, ladies. Hey. Angie, she's from Mississippi. Hi, Angie. And Buffalo, New York, Lynette Lewis. Oh, I don't want to mess the name up, but Oklahoma, Marla. I believe it's Marla. How you doing, Marla? Katrina from Phoenix, Arizona. And then we have Tiffany Williams from City, Arkansas, Forest City, Arkansas. Courtney Anderson, Houston, Texas. Hey, Houston. Chi-Town again, Jasmine Jackson. Then we have Kingston, North Carolina, Patricia Ann.
I know they are stunning, Rachel, aren't they? Rachel say, my stunning sisters.
Ah, thank
Oh,
you.
and
Hi,
Bishop.
Rachel.
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
And she said, oh, and Bishop.
Oh, and Bishop.
Somebody got that from Anisha.
I'm a thorn among roses.
Faith, Victoria, fourth word.
If y'all could, while she's doing this, we're gonna do it for 2-3 more minutes. If you all can invite and share, the numbers are rising. If y'all can invite and share at Bishop Greg Davis, those of you that are coming on, and just put on the screen that you shared.
So Beverly, hello, Chi-Town, how you doing? North Carolina, Adrian, Goodwin. Dana, I don't want to mess it up. Last name Morgan, hello girl, from Texas, Garland, Texas. Monique Jones, and she shared it 3 times. Thank you for sharing.
3 times.
Oh, Broderick, hello, sir. Yo, Bishop and ladies.
That's one of our men.
Yeah, he said, let me come see what they about over here. How are you? Okay, Christine,
Don't you be cutting
I
up in
believe.
them comments like the women be doing.
Houston, Texas. I know, right? Houston, Texas. Angel Bailey. Hello. Okay, girl. Baton Rouge. She said Louisiana. Whoop, whoop. The boot.
Pastor Carlton Lynch saying hello, Queens. Hey,
Hello.
Mika.
How you doing,
Mika?
Hey,
Mika's
Mika.
a regular. Mika's a regular.
Hello.
They look better than y'all, Carlton.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Okay, everybody invite and share, and we're going to get it started. Welcome to When the Right One Comes, the ladies edition, and you all have been asking for it ever since we started the men over 20-something weeks ago. Before we get started, because I want to go straight through, I want to give a shameless plug because I have a new book.
Yay.
And it's called Preparing and Positioning for the Right One. All right. I am talking about Pastor Carner. She's the theologian of the group. I'm kind of dealing with a lot of myths of the book of Ruth, because many people think that Ruth just sat there and waited for Boaz. Actually, Ruth was a widow. She had been married 10 years and her husband died. And I talk about that, how she wasn't waiting for Boaz. She prepared herself with Naomi coaching her. She got in touch with God first. And then she let somebody coach her and talk to her and prepare her. And then she went to the field, the place of work. She got her own thing, and then stumbled up on Boaz. And so order my book. Go to it's right there on Facebook. Actually, you can go to the bookstore on Facebook or go to www.gregdavisshow.com. And for those that pre-order before the book gets here, I will sign every copy that you order. Also, if you go to my inbox, there's a special message waiting for you where you can just order it from there. If you just go in my inbox, slip into the inbox, but not to get the book. All right. Welcome everybody. Ladies, let's start with the introduction from the bottom. ANESHA, tell a little bit about yourself on tonight.
Hello, everyone. My name is ANESHA Sharp. I am a lot of things: an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, an ordained minister. I'm also a mommy, married for 17 years, currently divorced. What else can I say? Just a lot of great things. I'm a certified relationship coach, so I've been having the honor to share in the space of relationships. And excitingly, I have become the co-host to When the Right One Comes Radio with Bishop Greg Davis. So I'm excited to be here and just to chat with my sisters and Bishop on tonight.
Thank you. All right, Ashley.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ashley Winston. I wear a lot of hats too. I am an entrepreneur. I have a podcast called Break Free with Ashley Winston. I dabble in production. And I am the CEO of Break Free Be Unstoppable, which is an online educational platform that helps people unleash their unstoppable.
All right. And Diamond?
Hello, everyone. I'm Diamond Gant. I am a native Washingtonian. I'm currently in grad school, graduate of Princeton for undergrad, graduate of Hampton, undergrad, graduate in graduate school at Princeton Theological Seminary, finishing up my last year. Thank God I'm in the midst of finals. And just happy to be with you guys today.
All right. Yolanda.
Hi, everyone. I am Yolanda Mercer in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a preacher, a life coach, an author. I'm the founder of Gift Institute, where we basically, of course, help you discover your gifts and demonstrate them boldly. I'm the author of a book called Breaking Up with Comparison, just really allowing you to just have confidence in God's plan for your life. And I'm just excited to be here.
All right. And Jen.
So I'm Jennifer Carner. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I live. And in terms of career, I'm a pastor, an entrepreneur, and author. And I'm a PhD student pursuing a PhD in Black Preaching and Sacred Rhetoric at Christian Theological Seminary. And I plan to study rhetoric as an epistemic. And that would be me in a nutshell.
All right, Pastor E.
Hey, I'm PE. What do you want to know? I'm a lover of Jesus, crazy about my kids. I'm a mom of 3 young, one pre-young adult and 2 adults. And I have the honor and the privilege of serving on the Young Preacher staff. Thank you, Bishop Greg Davis, for once again finding me worthy to share your platform. I don't know what else to say about me that's so special.
You're amazing.
Yes.
Well, welcome, ladies, and we're going to get started. And this is When the Right One Comes, ladies edition, from a woman's perspective about men and relationship. We have heard from the men, and congratulate all of the women for what they're working on and what they're doing. Congratulations to all of you as you continue your studies and entrepreneurs and all that. Let's do the first question. So how's the single life of an influencer and a successful woman? How does that work for all of you? And I'm saying single, I don't know if you're in relationships, but you're single until you start filing your taxes together. So Ashley, you want to start?
Sure. So for me personally, I feel like it's a little, I'll just say it's up and down. It's up and down. I feel like I'm going to speak to just my journey of not really growing up in church, coming into church, being an entrepreneur and stuff like that. And so before I got in church, I was just kind of dating like street guys, pretty much just being transparent, right? And I got in church, got into entrepreneurship, ministry, that type of stuff, and started dating men in church. And it's been a whirlwind for me personally. I have learned about church culture over the last 5 years. And I would say it's been a little challenging trying to be with her. I don't want to say find somebody, but in dating, the person is actually who they say they are. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience. It's like, I think you're one way because that's how you're presenting yourself, maybe on social media or even at church or just out and about. And when I start dating you, and I discover that you're a completely different person. That's not every experience, but I run into a little bit of that. I don't know if any ladies can relate to that. I see some head nodding.
All right, go ahead. Anybody jump in. What's your experiences? I mean, is it fun? Is it boring? Especially during the pandemic. What's your experiences as a successful influencer, entrepreneur, some pastors, some coaches, some preachers? How is it?
Well, I'll jump in there and say it's been downright petrifying for me. I've had to adjust some of my expectations. And some of them I had to learn it's okay not to be so lenient in some areas. It's okay that standards aren't necessarily walls. I run a business. I'm a single mom who do what I need to do, handle business, full-time ministry as well. And sometimes it can be intimidating. I pay my own bills. Yes, I do. And I have my own home. And it can be intimidating for some people. I've learned that when you come out of long relationships, that you might have to watch your proclivities and your lean. I have been so guarded that I can't even tell you I know what the dating experience is like right now. I've been so guarded. Like there's some men that's guarded about themselves when they're successful. There are women out there that's the same way. And that's how I've been. So I'm lately being more mindful of relaxing those guards, but while keeping my standards.
So the guards are up because of fear.
Yeah, I be real with you, yes. And I think when you run into people that you have given opportunities to, and they mishandle or whatever you don't value, right, you're going to mishandle it every time. And they mishandle your grace. I'm a loving type of person. So sometimes people will look at it like that's weakness. I've had this crazy thing where all the love and the grace I show you, you look at it as weakness instead of meekness, which is strength under control. Or either you feel like you can be a pushover. This is my experience. I'm not speaking for everybody else. Sorry. This is my experience. It could be that I was dating low. I don't know. And I don't even know if I could say dating, but entertaining, maybe. Entertaining the idea of people who didn't have the capacity to hold who I am, or, you know, I'm just saying capacity.
That's a good statement. Yeah. Sometimes we deal with people that really can't handle. It's not, we should really apologize to them because it's not them. Yeah. It's us because of our capacity being higher than them.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Diamond, the baby of the group. What is it like for you?
Oh, Bishop, it's weird. I think, being 24, I'm a little mature for my age. So, it's like, we're texting. If I'm interested in somebody, I'm studying or either preaching or something like that, out just doing something, running business. I don't know. And I text you, it's like, what are you doing? They say playing the game. I'm like, oh, it's like, what? Like, so it's and that's no shade to people who play video games. I'm just saying that's in my sphere of age group. That's kind of what they do. So it's different because I do have a high standard. And then Pastor Erica hit on something very important. You become a little bit guarded. I mean, I've been preaching since 15. So naturally I have a guard and I'm moving towards kind of letting that down a little bit now that I'm a little older and kind of, getting ready to finish school. Well, not finish school, but finish this degree. So yeah.
So we can relax our guards, not our standards. I get it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm focused right now. Like I'm moving towards an end goal. And you don't really find that, too often in my age group. They're still like playing games. It's like, this is a game. I'm like, no. Let's bring it in. So yeah, that's what it's like for me. I'll share more throughout the panel.
Okay. So we have about almost 300 people on all the platforms. Everybody that's just coming in, if you can invite and share, put a sister's name in there, or even the brother who need to hear how women think. We need to know how women think. I'm going to learn. I'm taking my notes, mental notes. So you all invite and share on tonight. All right. Destiny, can you hear us? She looked froze.
Queen.
She froze. She's having problems. Oh Lord.
Okay. It's real raggedy over here. So I don't know if you can hear me.
All right, Jen. You want to share?
Yeah, I want to go back to something that I think Ashley said. I feel like it's not that dating is hard. What's hard is the assumptions that people make about influential and powerful women.
See.
People make assumptions about how we move in the world and how and how we show up.
Yes.
That's not real. And so I think for me, the biggest challenge I have is that people have already sized me up by my social media or by my sermons before we've ever had a conversation.
Wow. That's good stuff.
I said this on a live recently. A guy will approach me and he wants to do exegesis on a date.
Thank you.
Like, that's not what I want to do on a date. So I think
Y'all go through that?
Yeah,
Yes.
and can I tell you something? And you'll be listen. If somebody pull on PE, I'm gonna give them PE. They'll
Listen.
never know that other side of me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them PE. If you pull on PE, that's what you're getting.
Okay, Jen, were you through?
Yeah.
Okay. Anisha.
But yeah, I want to piggyback off of what you said. I mean, very great point. People see your content, and they assume what you want, desire. So they try to lead with that. I'm on the side at this point of really enjoying this space, but it took some time for me to get here. It took me, obviously, I shared being married 17 years, dating in ministry, someone who's a pastor, and then coming out of that, and then dating different types of, and I should say, like Erica said, talking to. Some were, we've gone on dates, and some were just conversational, but I am on the side of, first of all, I study a lot of things because I'm a relationship coach. But one of the things I had to do personally for me is to really begin to study men. And so when I began to go on this journey of understanding and studying men, it totally changed my perspective on what I'm desiring, what I know belongs to me, what I entertain, what I allow, what catches my eye, what catches my attention, and what catches my time. And so now in this process, for me, the process has gone not perfect, but it's gone really well. So I'm enjoying the space, and I'm enjoying leading from the space because ladies can attest. Oftentimes, men who, they know you're in ministry, and I minister, I speak a lot to women about marriage, so they assume that's what they need to lead with. So most men lead with, "I'm looking for a wife." I've learned that's a way for men to down
Look
your
at
guard.
the man in here. The man is in here. The
Yes,
man is
come on,
here.
Damien. I've learned that that's a way for men to kind of pull that down. So since I'm aware of a lot of things and I've studied a lot, this it's been enjoyable. It's been enjoyable because I take the position of I'm developing friendships. And so when you come in from that space, it allows men to actually rest and not feel like they have to perform or try to win a prize, whether it's sex, whether it's you, whether it's something deeper. I remove myself from being the prize and I move. And so for me, in this season of my life, it's been a great experience. I had horrible experiences. And I'm not saying all of them at this point have been perfect, but I'm able to see clearly now because I've learned how to move and understanding me.
Okay, go ahead. Yolanda, you're the last one on that question.
Yeah, I'll definitely piggyback off of what ANESHA said, and even Jen. Just, I feel like the catch-22 with being a great catch is that not everybody can handle the pitch. It's like you are in this place and they don't know how to handle, where you are or what you're doing, or even where you're desiring to go in the future, because who I am now at 34 is not who I will be at 35, 36, and so forth. And so I feel like this is a major part of navigating through this dating world in ministry and in the marketplace as well, because not only am I thinking about how I'm going to be affected by dating somebody that's not ready and can't handle where I'm going, but I also have to think about how that person is going to be affected as well. Because when you bring somebody into this world and they're not ready for it, it begins to endanger their heart and their spirit, because this person that I wanted to stay so bad now is forced to acclimate to an environment that was not meant for them. And so I really have to be careful not to be selfish. And if I am feeling somebody, I have to take into consideration, can this person handle this space and this world?
Absolutely.
Anybody feel like you're getting set in your ways? And that's not an age thing. That's just being a lone thing. Whether it's 20, no, seriously, whether it's 24 or 40 or whatever it is, you can get set in your ways. And raise your hand if you feel like you're getting set in your ways. Erica?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm telling. I'm really asking
We're
God.
gonna
I said, Lord,
bring a therapist on for this.
yeah, I know. I'm gonna tell you. When I say that, I just rolled over and realized I was so comfortable. I get to roll over in my good old plush bed.
I don't believe you're the only one on here. These other women ain't saying that. They just ain't saying it.
Look, I'm gonna say it for them. I'm okay.
You could be set in your ways and not know it. Did y'all know that?
I was getting too comfortable, like making no room.
Yeah, and I see your face turned all up.
You know, for me, I'm flexible for the right one. You know,
You said again?
I'm flexible for the right one.
Oh, I love it.
That's good.
I just want you to say my phrase again. That's all.
I think the right one will command your attention in that way. I don't think there's a forcefulness to it, but they treat you with such respect and kindness and love that it makes you want to meet them in the middle and do some things that you may not like to do, but just because of the mutual respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody else feel like you're getting set in your ways?
I mean, I agree with Jen. I am a natural introvert. I enjoy the quarantine. I enjoy, being in the house and not having to socialize, because that does take a lot out of me. So I agree with her. I feel like being with someone definitely that brings me that type of just intrigue and wanting to get to know them. It definitely pushes me out of my comfort zone and really shifts me out of that introversion and into a place where I can be more social, I can be more engaging and not so set in this whole introversion box that I can be in. So I agree. I feel like with the right person, you can shift
I say this?
and be out of your way and not in the same way that you've been.
Can I please just interject this?
Let me say this before you go. Hold your thought. Don't forget it. One of the things that is common so far with you all and the men that we all agree on, and it keeps saying it, you do not want the other person to treat you like a preacher. No. You don't want to be treated like what you do. The men said the same thing. So that's one thing that we all agree on. We don't want to be treated. But if you can ever find the other part of you that will understand that, you just got to find somebody that's on the same page, because not all men and women, they want to just sit there and talk ministry. Okay, go ahead, Erica.
Well, I just wanted to add this to what Jen said. I do believe that there are certain times when you have been so traumatized that the right one can come. And you'll be stuck in a pattern or rhythm, an unhealthy pattern, that you won't be as flexible without having that time to deal with that issue in your life. I believe that. Maybe that's just me. I believe that we can be blinded by trauma.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Okay, let me go here. Dr. Arisha Hilliard, you all know her, right?
Yeah.
She has a book called Table for One, and it talks about learning how to enjoy your single place. And I'm a firm believer in that before you can bring somebody else into your space, you have to enjoy your space so you know what you want in your space. I just said something. Yeah. Mika sends me all the stuff that I say, because this is how I get my quotes. And my little reels and all that stuff. So you have to enjoy your space, because sometimes we haven't enjoyed our own space, then we bring somebody in there. And here's the other thing. We haven't found our space. Yeah. We haven't found our cadence and our rhythm. And so you're trying to bring somebody in. And so the question is, sometimes singles don't know how to enjoy the single life. Always. Bishop Hilliard says, Ivy Hilliard says, you get more on the way than you do when you get there. There's so much on the journey that you can learn about yourself in your single space. So have you all come to that place that I'm single and I'm going to enjoy the space for now? Are you forever looking for the right one? That was a lot, but y'all got it right.
Yes.
I enjoy being single. It took a while for me to get here. I was engaged before many years ago, called off my wedding. It wasn't the right person. And so I was the girl who was like super thirsty. Well, I guess I wasn't super thirsty. I wanted to get married. That was kind of my focus. I was still in business. I still, you know what I mean, was focused on purpose, but I kind of had that mentality of like the end goal is to get married. And then I ended up getting exactly what I wanted or thought I wanted, and it wasn't what I thought it was, you know? And so I ended up actually calling off the wedding at 30 days before to pursue my purpose. And that's how I ended up in ministry and all this other stuff. And so now I'm on the other side of it. And I can honestly say that I really do enjoy and have found like beauty in just being single, you know, following God's purpose for my life and just building a life that I really enjoy. So that's for me, I really can honestly say that I live in that space and I try my best to help my peers who are always calling me about wanting to get married. I'm like, girl, you think you want something, when you get it and you realize you're not ready, it's like, woo, you know? So that's my story.
Now, enjoying it don't mean that you're not necessarily ready to receive it, does it?
No, I don't think so.
No. Wait, say that again, Bishop.
Enjoying your single space don't mean that you done got content and you're like, I'm just doing me.
No, I'm not saying that.
That question is for later on, because that is the ultimate saying for women now.
I'm saying enjoying it, but still open.
Okay. All right. Okay. What about everybody? And everybody don't have to answer every question because we got plenty of questions, but anybody else that want to chime in on that? Have you gotten to the place that you're comfortable with you and your space? And because some people, you know, especially on pandemic, they're like, oh my God, I hate this. How in the world did I get to being single on a pandemic? Oh my God. Oh my God. So anybody else?
I'm in the space. Like and like my sister, it took, you know, some time to get there because I do believe as women, we're conditioned to believe that marriage, relationships, having a man, you know, completes you. It says something about you. It gives you a certain status. It means you're accepted, you're approved. We just have this silent culture that we may not always speak. And sometimes women do, you know, well, she ain't got a man, you know, as though, you know, not having a man means you're less than the woman who does have one. And having been in a marriage where I was unhappy, I understand that a man doesn't equate to happiness. So for me, I do enjoy the space, but I am in a space where I am open, and I know that I know this about myself. I know that I will be a wife one day again, but I'm not rushing it. I'm not forcing it, and I'm just enjoying the journey. It's just so much to do, enjoy, love, live, grow, create. And so that's been my place. But I will say, I think for most women to get to this place, it does take you really going into some other spaces in your being.
Anybody else?
So I'm learning to enjoy it, but I was forced to, if that makes sense. I listened to a podcast here called Therapy for Black Girls. And Joy Harden Bradford talks a lot about planning for your loneliness, or planning for your alone time. And so because I am one of those people who loves relationship, the pandemic has been hard for me, y'all. I'm who wants to hug people. And so for me, what I've had to do is plan different projects for my time by myself so that I'm occupied and I'm pursuing my goals. And I don't necessarily feel that loneliness, because you can be by yourself, but that doesn't mean you have to be lonely, right? And so I've had to be kind of pushed into a place and into a season where I'm learning how to enjoy the silence, how to leverage my silence, and use my silence to my advantage.
I like that.
That's something
Leverage your silence.
That's
I believe loneliness happens when you pay attention to being alone.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, when you start paying attention and start focusing in more on, oh my God, I'm alone, then you really become cognizant of that. Now I'm lonely now. So yeah. Anybody else? That was a good point. Anybody else want to hear that?
Can I add something really quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yolanda.
I was just gonna say I can echo everybody's sentiments just about this space of singleness, especially during the pandemic, is to me important. Just getting to know myself and knowing what makes me happy, because I feel like when you don't know what makes you happy, then you'll be mesmerized with this need to be needed. With someone saying, you are everything I've been praying for, or you are, you would be a perfect wife for me, you know, but maybe you may not be a perfect husband for me. And if I don't know what makes me happy, and if I don't know who I am as a woman and as a person, then I'll be mesmerized, you know, by this act of being needed by somebody. And I'll even share, I have been in a relationship where he needed me more than I needed him. And so I began
How
to
did that feel?
get in this space pretty much like a spirit of obligation. Like, I can't leave him because he needs me, or I'm his only family, or he may not have anybody else when I leave. And I began to allow his need for me to overshadow his expiration date. And that's one thing I had to, that's one thing I had to teach myself. Like, no, Yolanda, never allow somebody's need for you to overshadow their expiration date. Just because, you know, he needed me, I still had to be aware of what my value was, what my purpose was, you know, and what made me happy. And it really helped me to kind of get together this motto that I say all the time, is that I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my obedience to your presence. I don't ever want to be in a place where I adjust my obedience to somebody's presence. My anointing is too valuable. My spirit, my heart, me as a person, and my future is too valuable to adjust my obedience to God, as well as my purpose, just to have somebody around and just to not be lonely.
That was all good. You hear me?
Yes.
Anybody else that want to add to that?
Well, can I chime into what Yolanda just said? I love that. I heard someone tell me this, and it was really good. My aunt's friend, she looked at me, she said, you know, he looked at me, he said, it was a guy. He said, your problem is you're okay with just being needed. He said, you don't want a guy that just need you. You want a guy that want you more than he needs you. And I've learned that we can get codependent on a man's need for us, that we overlook the fact that they don't really want us. But anyway, I'm just saying.
That's good, Eric. And I just wanted to add just really quick. I think the other thing for me that made me really secure in this place is understanding that being a wife, it's a calling. It's not just a title or a role or something cute. Like, there's actually an assignment that you're going to have to that man. And so in understanding that, you know, we talk a lot about men covering us, but also there's a certain covering that we provide for them as well. And so understanding that made me understand this is a big assignment. And so you want to make sure that when you accept or allow a man to husband you, that you're prepared for the assignment of wife.
That's good.
So,
Yes,
how do you know that you're prepared for it?
Oh,
You know, I think there's a number of things. Number one, you know, for me personally, I'll say it's just, first of all, I'm making my life open to the fact that, and this is just me, I'm very traditional in the space of relationships. So am I willing to be submitted to a man? And I've been paying my own bills, you know, taking care of my own household, and prepared to submit my decisions and certain things I'm doing to my husband. However, am I also prepared that he is going to have to submit some things to me as well? Am I able to cover the man side of him? And we can fill in the gaps of that, right? Not just that part of him, but just everything that comes with. First of all, ladies, we have to understand men are flawed.
yes.
You know, so am I prepared to cover the flawed side of him? Can I love him through some stuff? We talked about a man being big enough for us, but am I big enough for him and his
That's
assignment?
good.
So those are things that for me personally, I've had to investigate and decide if I'm prepared for all of that.
All right, let's pivot a little bit. We welcome Destiny Inspire to the room. She's had challenges getting in here today, but she made it in.
You're here.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to add you to the conversation.
Regular son. I'll be back. I've been trying to chime in, listen to you guys. Sorry, I had to pivot and make some adjustments. For me, so most people know, some people don't. I'm divorced. 3 years will be this week will be 3 years divorced for me. And so I really convey the sentiments of my queens, and I say queens protectively, not possessively, but the queens on the panel. Really, it's really about, I heard talking about having the capacity, and like for me, where I am right now, I know that I'm not in a position where I'm willing, I won't say I'm willing, that I'm ready to let someone occupy my space and my time. But again, my perspective is, so I've been in committed relationship, excuse the music is loud. I've been in committed relationship since I was 16 years old, right? So I'm 29 now. So for me, I am utmost enjoying the singleness of my life. I've never been this happy as I've been now. And it's because I've been able to really learn myself, right? As a young woman, you really don't know who you are when you start jumping in these relationships and being committed to other people. You take on their identity, right? And especially if you're not married, you've now taken on identity of someone else that you're not even going to spend the rest of your life with. So for me, in this season of my life, am I open to marriage? Honey, absolutely, because I'm an amazing wife. Let's be clear, you know. Make no mistakes about it, right? So that's a fact. But right now, I'm really just enjoying this singleness. Like even during COVID, like I've taken myself on vacation. I went horseback riding, zip lining. Like I've taken myself to resorts. Like I've really enjoyed this season of myself. Do I desire marriage again? Absolutely. I desire to be a helpmate. I was raised being submissive. I was raised learning how to, you know, really cater to a man and love a man. So, and even from my first marriage, I feel like my value has even went up. I don't look at it as damaged goods or like, because the things that I was able to learn, I always say marriage was the best and worst thing that ever happened to me, because I am the woman that I am now and becoming because of the lessons that I learned through marriage, because of the tools, because of the development that I had. And I married an amazing man, so I would never disrespect him as a king, but we just weren't right together, and allowed us to see areas of our own lives that we both needed development and healing, and we just needed to work on us. And I'm young, but I'm married older. That's just my preference. So I'm 29. My ex-husband is 41. So there's always like an age gap in between me when it comes to dating. As far as dating goes, I have not been in a committed dating relationship since marriage. So that's going on 3 years. Have I, you know, talked to people here and there as I saw fit, or that I thought would, you know, potentially be good companions? Absolutely. But in this season, I'm really enjoying me. And for one, the more I invest in myself and continue to develop myself, the higher my value goes, right? The higher my taste in kings change, right? So just all of that combined, and I'm trying to play catch up and give background, but yeah, really, it's really about knowing what you want and knowing when you want it, and knowing if you're ready, if you're the person that you need to be in that season of your life to join in with somebody else. So that's my little spiel.
So we have women that are listening, and they're giving comments, and the numbers are going up. You all continue to invite and share, everybody. So here's the question: what Destiny just said. In what she just said, do you ever consider that while you're at that place, and if any of you are at that place, that Diamond said she's just now kind of getting ready to get out of school, so she might be ready to entertain. Do you ever consider that you might miss out on the right one because of you kind of just doing your own thing, which is a big thing women say, I'm just doing me? Is that COVID for saying the right one just ain't came, that's gonna cause me to shut it down?
For
Anybody?
me, I
No.
feel like
Let me say, I wasn't hitting it at you.
oh no, I was
Oh, okay, go ahead. Quick, go ahead. She's trying to make up for not being on. Go ahead, quickly.
okay. No, for me, I'm more open, but I'm also more acute in what I want and what I desire when I want it. Because again, I have been married before. I have been a wife. I have been in relationships. I have dated seriously. So what I want, I know what I want. And when it comes, I know when it comes and when I'm ready for it. Because I'm, like I say, I'm at this point, I'm not like a novice. I'm not playing. Like I know myself better. I know my likes, my dislikes. I know what I want in a man, what I don't want. And I know when I'm ready for it, meaning when I know I'm in the place to give him also what he needs. So it's not just about me and me getting what I want when I want it, but I want to make sure when I'm in that place, am I in a place to make sure I can give him myself completely and totally, not struggle with trying to balance him and running my business and trying to be a boss. Like I want to make sure I am mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually in that place to give him all of me. You know, nothing missing, nothing broken, no hesitation. So I don't fear missing it out because I feel like when I know, I'll know. And at this point, you know, I'm not just beating at the air and guessing.
Diamond. You know, I didn't
Yeah, I
interview
was gonna
before
hop
you. You
in
know how I do. I just
because
call your name, so don't look surprised.
I know, Bishop. But no, you all hit on some really good points. I think, you know, for me, I'm kind of learning myself. Growing up, you know, all of these preconceived notions kind of get put on you. So as I get older, there are different expectations that I have. And so I have to be careful because when we talk about marriage and things like that, you know, I don't want to say that's far removed from me, but it's like, sis, handle the basics first. Like, are you ready to open yourself up to dating? Are you ready? Like, there's some introspective work that I'm like doing right now. I'm just like, wow, you know, you talk about you being, you know, having these accomplishments and things like that, but perhaps the right one comes along. Are you even ready to open yourself up to him? And so I think it's very important. This is what I was going to say earlier. That you learn yourself, even in your singleness. Like, you need to know what you like so that you understand what you deserve. So it's just like, these are some of the things that I just want to contribute to the conversation.
Jen?
Yeah.
So for me, I struggle with this thing called tunnel vision, and I struggle with focus. So for me, and let me say this is where being a theologian and being a woman of faith helps me. My theology says, you didn't miss anybody because the sovereign will of God makes room for your tunnel vision. So my theology helps me, but my flesh is kind of like, you might have, because in a sense, I've been so focused on my career. And I've read articles about other women who are doing really well and who have spent most of their time in college, most of their adult life in school. And so that experience has caused them to not see a lot of great guys because they're just so focused. So I will say to someone who's watching who feels like you might have missed it, you probably didn't, because I think the grace of God makes room for that. But I think it's okay to sit in the uncomfortable space of feeling like, you know what, I've been real focused. Maybe I do need to look around and see if there are some options.
You know, let me say this. There's a movie, it's one of my favorite movies. Everybody knows I have two favorite movies, American Gangster and Eat, Pray, and Love. And if you've never seen Eat, Pray, and Love, Julia Roberts deals with getting her spirituality back. She deals with getting her spirituality, and the other one is being happy, learning how to enjoy life. But then comes this man that she literally gets ran over on the road by,
my God,
and she falls in love with him. But then after she's gotten her spirituality together, she's gotten her happiness together, he moves her he gets her, because I believe love can take you out of control sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the little snaggertooth priest tells her, whatever her name was, it's okay to love. It's okay to get out of control. It's okay to, all that is now balance. So how do y'all feel about that? Somebody coming along, ANESHA, somebody coming along, Yolanda, and we done got off my questions.
That's okay.
Yolanda, Ashley, Erica, taking you out of that, all that you prepared for, because that's really what you were saying, Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do y'all feel about that?
What can I say this? Listen, I've learned that there are divine
Ashley, you better jump in.
interruptions, right? That need to happen sometimes. Interruptions. Sometimes people are not there to complete you, but there is a complement to your life. There, I know what I want, but I want to be open to the fact that I don't always know what I need. And God might interrupt the season. I think I need to be doing this. And yeah, if somebody gonna take me out of control, if you're gonna catch me, you better be able to hold me. That's all I'm saying.
And she wasn't out of control to the point that she couldn't do those things, but she was doing those things too much. You know,
true.
She felt guilty if she missed prayer one day. She felt guilty if she did, you know. So now this man had her, you know. So it's
got your mind all messed. I know it messed up your rhythm.
I was gonna say, I would hope that whoever's coming into my life would be so exciting and interesting that it would take me out of what I'm used to.
Come on in. Come on. Come
That's
on.
good.
I'm looking for, I mean, that's just me. I would hope, come on and get me, take me on an adventure. That's just
Yes.
me. Like, do something different. I'm open.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, I would hope so. And I think that that should be expected. And you, like, think about anything you get interested in, you become fascinated by, or you're curious about, right? It takes you out of your norm, right? So that, I think that is to be expected when it comes to marriage and meeting somebody. And then, you know, as things continue, you may find a new normal, and that's okay.
That's good. That's
It's different than what was normal when you were single or
Yeah.
normal when you were dating, and you'll find a new place with him. And I think that's something for me personally to look forward to, and not to kind of dread, you know?
Okay. Let's move to something else. Let's talk about this thing that they say about women like y'all called alpha women.
Ooh.
Define that. What's the alpha woman?
Yes.
Exactly. Let's start with you. What is that?
Yes. Please.
It's a woman that is, I believe, I have a full definition, but I don't want to read the full definition. I believe it's a woman that is strong. She's a boss woman. She is in control of her life. She is in control of her affairs. She is a businesswoman. She is probably the Proverbs what?
30.
Uh-huh.
Proverbial.
But the men says
Uh-huh.
that kind of woman don't know how to reverse roles. And when she comes home, she doesn't know how to be that, you know, that woman at home that you know, submitted to one another type woman, the opposite of the alpha. Okay, so all of y'all are boss women. I know y'all in your own rights. So are you able to hold on? Everybody's about to attack.
He said untrainable. Good Lord.
Are you able to digress and still be that alpha woman outside the house, but when you come home, you can be that other part?
I'm gonna let somebody else talk because I can.
Go ahead, Diamond. You ain't got to raise your hand. Just talk, girl.
Okay,
Just go ahead, Diamond.
I think one, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Like, if you know you're dating a woman who is, you know, a leader and things like that, know what you're getting yourself into. However, when you find the right person, like, they will literally, that submissive side just naturally comes. Like, if you've ever seen me, like, or met me, I maybe have that alpha woman kind of approach. I'm a really chill person, in my opinion. But there are guys that I've talked to that
What's
have
that alpha woman approach? That alpha woman look. What does that mean?
I don't know. People just get intimidated, like Pastor Erica said, and they kind of give you those preconceived like notions. And I'm like, no, I'm really a chill person. I don't know. But there are people that I have talked to and, you know, have moved into that dating phase. And when we're together, it's like, I just curl up. I'm like, oh my gosh, like so you move into that, but I think you have to like earn that, you know, and I don't want to say earn because I feel like that's a very strong term, but when you bring it out of me, then that's what you get. And I also think like a lot of times because they see you in your, you know, in your sphere, in your, I don't want to say not performance, your arena, right? They think that that's what you'll bring home. But I think that there are a lot of women on this call right now that can attest that no. When we get home, you know, I'm white. Or when we get home or when we're dating, I'm diamond. Like,
some women do bring that energy at home.
And they be fake bosses. That's all.
Like, I definitely think this depends on the woman because, like, for me, I don't personally believe that what I do is who I am. But I think that we were talking about at the beginning of the conversation, and I think unfortunately, many people think whatever you do is who you are, and so they don't do the investigation that's needed to really discover who you actually are. And so that's for me personally. I think that kind of like Jen, you were talking about that, the assumptions, right? You think this is who I am because of what I do. But if you don't take the time to get to know these other elements, you won't know who I actually am.
Can an alpha woman date an alpha man?
I don't believe. I mean, when you study it out, because alpha is an energy, We're talking about energies here. Alpha is an energy. And so anytime there is an alpha energy, oftentimes there's going to be a beta, which is a lesser energy. When you have two alphas, that's when people have power struggles, arguments. They're trying to hold their ground, and eventually either the relationship just deteriorates or it ends. And if we can all attest to, because I've been in a situation where, you know, I was moving an alpha in the relationship, and I was dating someone who was an alpha, and we did butt heads. And it made the relationship difficult. And so I'm sure all of us could attest to having those moments where we took what we did home, we took who we are home, and it wasn't healthy for the relationship. So just when you study our energy, most times alpha and alpha, it's going to be some problems.
But you know, I need help then.
And me too.
I don't have a statement about your question, Bishop, but I need help because I don't want a beta. I'm an alpha who wants someone who has an opinion, who is strong, who knows themselves.
Yeah, I don't
But
want a
from
beta
what you're
either.
saying, Anisha, that may not be.
I disagree with Anisha because let me finish. I had, you know, me and Pastor Kim, when I was married, we were both alphas, but she knew how to maneuver in and out. She was
At home.
she would even out. You know, she was you know, when we would go to Pro Gospel, she would be, you know, Lady Kim. And then when she would do her own thing, she was Pastor Kim, and you know, she knew how to. So I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. I think both parties know how to, you know, and even when I would go with her, I knew how to be. I'm Pastor Kim's husband. I'm just here to I just think the right one
Know how to compliment one another.
know how to compliment one another and weave in and out. I'm with you, Jen. I do. I think
Let me clarify what I'm saying. I'm not saying you won't be alpha in the workspace. I'm saying
it can be alpha
when you come home into the relationship, when you're interacting with your significant other, your husband. And I'm not saying there won't be times where you're going to know more in a space and he's going to lean into you because you're submitting one to each other. But I'm talking about those relationships where women come in and they want to run the house, basically. That's the type of alpha energy I'm talking about. Not the type where you have a strength in an area and he's going to lean you in that. That's healthy.
Keep him up there. Keep him up there. Keep him up there.
Yeah. Go ahead. There's a myth.
I want to.
Pastor Crane.
That's Pastor Crane. He's from House of Hope. Hey, family.
It takes a certain level of maturity.
Absolutely.
Okay, you can take him down. Absolutely.
So I want to. So for me, because I have been labeled as, you know, alpha female because I'm the empowerment juggernaut, right? But for me, there is nothing more sexy for me than for me to be able to take off my alpha female
Toss your
like,
cake.
yes, sir. Yes, daddy. Whatever you say. Like, I'm that girl. Like, but again, everybody doesn't get that level of me. Like, everyone does not deserve. And you said the right word, Queen. Everyone doesn't deserve to receive that part of me. And because I am young, I am single, people do look at me and automatically stereotype me. They automatically assume, you know, and they do try to play on that. So there's a certain level of assertiveness that I have to come with initially, right? But when I'm with the right person, anybody who's ever had dealing with me on that level know that I am just the most meltiest, mushiest like person ever. But you wouldn't know that if you're not in that sacred space with me. But for me, yes, I am considered alpha female. I walk in my power. I empower other women. But honey, when it's time to go, when it's time to get it done,
you know, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know how to turn it up. No, go ahead, Queen.
I was like, it's a myth. It's a myth. It's not. It's a lie. Not every woman is the same. And I'm tired of being grouped with all these superficial divas that are not proverbial at all. A Proverbs 31 woman, if you really read it, she was a whole boss. Okay, she ran a company. If you read it right, she ran a company. Her children respected her. The Bible said her husband trusted her, and he's praised in the gates. See, I believe that real boss women, alpha women who are submitted to God can submit to their husband and come in and out properly. And see, like me, everybody don't deserve to see my twerk game. That ain't everybody's business.
Hey, listen.
But it's there.
Brother Frank, glad to have you. One of our men. Thank you, Frank. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I completely agree. In my opinion, even though, you know, I am a boss, my personality definitely is, to me, kind of the complete opposite of who people see in the pulpit or who people see as a coach. I am very meek and I'm very quiet. So I don't desire to date myself. I don't desire to date somebody that has that same demeanor. I think that God will bring me somebody that is not like me, so that, you know, my strengths can help his weaknesses and his weaknesses can help my strengths. And I feel like it doesn't work when we both have the same strengths, because two heads to me is a monster. So I don't want us to be having those same things. I don't want you to do what I do. I want you to do something that I don't do, so that when we get together, we can do something that's never been done before. So I'm not out here trying to date duplication. I want to date my destiny. Like we were talking about in a clubhouse earlier, I want to date for where I am going. I don't want to date myself.
And that's very key. So many times we date for where we are and don't date for where we're going. And where you're going is no matter what age you are, you could be young or older, you're still going somewhere. So you think about your, so, okay, let's go here. So Jen.
Yes, sir.
The opportunity, the right situation. What does the right one look like for you? What kind of man? Just in case he's on here or he gonna look at the rebroadcast. All right, we gonna. What kind of man would you date?
For me, he has to be confident. He has to know who he is and be cool with who he is. He doesn't have to be a preacher. But I need for whoever I'm dating to have his own life, his own business, whatever that is. He doesn't have to be an entrepreneur, but his own job, his own career, because then we can complement each other, because I'm a woman who's about business, who's about, just pursuing success and pursuing wholeness and wellness on all levels. So if a brother is emotionally healthy, if he has confidence, if he is, if he's pursuing his education or pursuing his career, we can get along. And he has to, be attractive to me.
Okay.
He doesn't. I include that physical piece, because I think we try to over spiritualize.
Yeah.
Okay.
And say, oh, if he's anointed, it's okay. No. He needs to have some characteristics that I think are handsome.
So that's a myth that they say women don't care about the looks as much as a man do.
I don't know, like I don't know if one more than the other. But
So Ashley was like, it's a myth.
I gotta be attracted to my man. I don't know about everybody.
What would you say?
I gotta be attracted to my man. I gotta look at him every day.
I when I'm mad at you, I gotta be like, but you fine though.
Exactly.
Right.
So Diamond, what does it look like for you?
Definitely the confidence piece. And of course, this is just me like giving this answer, but I'm learning as I'm going. The confidence piece is important. I am like a nerd. So somebody who's kind of like, intellectual, can hold good conversation. That's important. Gotta be attractive to me. Like y'all said, to me. Mm-hmm. That's important. But then someone who literally just knows where they're going. Because potential is not, you can't take potential to the bank, right? So like, you can have potential all day, but it's like, if you don't really know where you're going and you're not working towards that goal, that's unattractive to me. Like you have no idea. So yeah, those are my preliminaries.
Okay, Ashley.
I'm going to piggyback on what Diamond said. I definitely need a man of vision. Even the Bible says without vision, the people perish. Like not to just bring it back to the word, but because you have to be careful who you are. The thing about submitting is you're submitting, where are we going? Exactly. Where are we going? Mm-hmm. So for me, I think that's number one is vision. And then emotional intelligence is really high. It was high on my list a long time ago, but as I've gotten older, I realized that, it's easy to be very gifted and it's easy to be gifted and intellectual and still be emotionally immature.
Absolutely.
That I'm seeing a lot of that, or it's spiritually advanced and just have emotional deficit. So I think I would love for my husband to be emotionally wealthy. I think wealthy inside is wealthy outside. So if he's good on the inside, we can work with everything else.
Okay. Yolanda?
I'm definitely looking for somebody who can challenge me, somebody that can compliment me, and definitely cover me, like we said earlier. And then also, I love that piece that Ashley said, just somebody that is not only spiritually sound, but emotionally as well. And that to me overrides the swag and all, because swag ain't cute when it's knocking you upside the head. And even aside from being spirituality, anointing isn't sexy when we can't even have a conversation or you're always being petty. So I'm not even, looking at those things if you don't even have the emotional intelligence to be able to formulate a conversation and communicate. Like, you can speak in tongues in an unknown language, and then when we get home, you want to cuss me out in our English language. Like, it doesn't work that way. You got to have that same spirituality and that same emotional intelligence as well. So I completely agree with Ashley too.
Can I say something really quick right there?
Mm-hmm.
We got to destigmatize therapy for men, for Black men.
Yes.
I think that as women, we're embracing therapy and the journey of having a pastor and a therapist, but we have to destigmatize that for our Black men as well, because some of them cannot communicate adequately, as you're describing, Yolanda, because they really are traumatized. They need to work through some things on the couch, and that's okay.
That's good.
So I think we have work to do in that area.
Okay. Anybody else want to share what the right one looks like for them? Who would you like to date, Anisha?
So a term I heard is called, I probably say it wrong.
Sapiosexual.
Thanks. I'm that. I am an intellectual. I'm a thinker. I'm a creator. I read a lot. I know a lot. So for me, what is super sexy and super attractive is a man who is well-read, who's smart, and can hold a deep conversation. And so that's attractive to me. So obviously that's going to be important. Someone who's attractive to me beyond that. And I want to say a leader, but I don't necessarily mean he has to be a business owner leader, but that he has a vision. Kiki always mess that term up. He has a vision, and he knows how to communicate the vision well. Because I know for me, I come into things and I automatically see where something can grow or be better. So I'm going to need something to grow while I'm in that marriage or relationship. So that's important for me. And not just a vision for us, but even for our family, and a vision for wealth. That's important to me as well. So it's a little more, I don't know, deep, I guess. And I could go on with other things, but I think those are the main things for me. It's just conversation, being an intellectual, having a vision, and knowing how to communicate the vision. And one of the biggest ones for me is being whole. I don't want to have to try to patchwork nobody up. I want you to not to be perfect, but I definitely want you to have a sense of wholeness. And I think it was Yolanda that talked about being with a needy person. I've done that before. And a lot of that is just because the person wasn't broken. I don't want to spend my energy doing that again.
Let me say this. I'm asking this question because I want others to be inspired by these ladies, because they are telling you, and they're not like, well, I don't know. They know what it looks like. And it's only until you know what the right one looks like that you won't get counterfeits anymore. You won't go for the fake.
Okay.
When you know what the right one looks like, then you know also that they're the wrong one.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. Okay. The last two, and then we're gonna move on. Go ahead, Erica.
Well, I'm just going to say it like this. I definitely have to be attractive to you, just in case because Mad Day will come, but I want to at least be like, but dang, you sexy, come here. So
You said that twice. You like makeup days, huh?
Yeah, I need you to have a few tattoos. I like a little edge. Have some markings somewhere, some tribal marks, something. I don't know. I like that. something I'm attracted to that. Somebody that's well balanced, who know how to work a boardroom and know how to be on the block too.
Hey.
It's just my thing. And because a lot of people look at me and they think I'm only one way, but I'm not. I break out in dance sessions in my house. I need somebody who's okay with dancing, who can have a little fun as well, because I want to wear my good dress and my little nice, whatever that I don't do for the church people. Plus, I am a bit of sapiosexual. I don't watch a lot of TV. Most people don't know that. I am not with a whole bunch of people all the time. I spend a great deal of time soul searching, reading and studying. So they have to be somebody who's invested in their evolvement and growth as well. So a sexy intellectual of sorts, and with a little edge. Don't have to be perfect, just purposeful and full of vision. That's
Okay.
my life.
Yes.
It was good.
Yeah, I echo. You have to be spiritually healthy, emotionally available. For me, I don't like feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. Like, I want to feel a connection with the person
That's
I'm
good.
with. I want you to be able to trust me, and not trust me like with other things, but trust me with you. Like, I want someone who completely trusts me with every part of them. And I know with men, sometimes it's hard to let people in. You can even love someone, but still not let them in. So for me, I value intimacy.
Good.
And of course, I value intercourse, but intimacy especially. Like, I value being able to feel like I actually have a place in your life. I don't want to feel like I'm just attached. I'm just added on to your last name, but I don't feel like I know you. And I know what that feels like to be with someone and live with them, but feel like you still don't really know them. You can look good, fine, got it on lock financially, but I feel like I don't know you. I feel like you're not allowing me into your space. So I want to be with someone that trusts me to the extent to where they will bare their soul to me. Because if anything ever happens, I want to be that person that they know they can come to. If they mess up, I want them to know they can bare their soul to me, not someone else. So for me, I value those things. And then conversation. I'm an intellectual, so I love to not even talk, but I love to hear people talk. Like, I love to hear your conversation. Just tell me, how was your day? I want you to come on, tell me everything. What did you do today? What did you eat today? How did it taste? How did it feel? How can I make you feel?
Now see, let me help you. Hold on. We talked about it with the men, and what we learned from each other, we don't like that. No, all of us. No, listen. No, listen, Linda. I'm telling you. No, listen. No, seriously. Do you all do realize that men talk less, right?
Yes, they do.
And we don't like to, if coming in, we don't want to tell everything. If we say, no,
okay,
I'm not just talking to you, but that's a misnomer that y'all do like that. And so that's where we clash at. I can't wait to bring all of y'all together. Y'all and the men, it's going to be so good. But we don't, we like to say, oh, it was good. What happened? Oh, it was, so
Can
I'm just throwing that in there. Go ahead.
You finished, sir? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
As I was saying, and it doesn't have to be, I want you to just keep talking to me, but I want you to feel so comfortable to where if you have something to say, you don't have to wonder, am I going to rub her the wrong way? Will she understand me? Or, this learned helplessness where it's a conditioned response where I know if I say this, she's going to say this, so I'm not even going to say it. Like, I want you to feel completely comfortable and vulnerable with me. Like, I want to be that sacred, safe space for him. So for me, I value things like that. I value learning. I want to be with someone that I can learn from. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm the smartest. I don't want to be the smartest. I don't want to be in control. I want someone that I can completely cater to and they accept it. Like, I'm a nurturer. Like, I enjoy being able to nurture someone, especially when you deserve it. When you give me that sense of security and I feel safe with you, then I'm gonna do everything I can to make you feel safe with me. So those things that I value. And then security, like, by me doing what I do, like, I need someone who is secure in who they are as a man, and they never have to worry about the attention I'm getting or if it's too much. I've experienced that too. So for me, it's different. I've experienced the worst of worst. Like, I've experienced a lot, So for me, my level of what I look for and I desire in a man is different, right? So it's that level of intimacy, that level of conversation, that level of leadership, to where, like, I trust your leadership even if you're wrong. I trust you because you have a track record of always, for one, being in tune with God, having a relationship with God. He don't have to be a preacher. I really prefer he wasn't. I'm not looking for a preacher, but I want someone that I can submit to. Like I believe in submission. I was raised in it, but I've also been into where submission was taken to the extreme, right? To where I didn't have a voice, where I didn't, So I want someone who has, when I say spiritually healthy, meaning the biblical principles in context, and you can carry that out and lead me. So that's me. And of course, he got to be fine too and good looking. But those are the core things that I value more than anything.
So,
Bishop, can I ask you a question really quick? You mentioned men don't enjoy that, but do you think that could be situational? Because I have been in situations where, like Destiny said, you make the space comfortable enough. Now it's not like
they're still not going to do like she said though. And I
like
thought
back to back. You're saying
not just hold on, not just the men that's on Mondays, because I saw Mika said that's some men. No, for the majority of men that I talk to, they don't want to rapid fire questions. Then they're not women are detail oriented. Y'all that's just by nature. Y'all, because you all are nurturers and planners. We just, so I think that's just a man thing. Like y'all got some women things. I don't think that's bad though.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Go
ahead.
And I didn't want that to be taken literally though. Like
no.
In case the right one is out there, I don't mean I'm gonna question you 1,000 times.
No.
Right.
I want you to have that when you come home. I want it to be home. Like I don't
want a safe place for him where he can feel like he can talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about nothing, talk about nothing. I will sit there at your feet and rub your feet and rub your head or whatever it is and just listen. So
sometimes that's what they that's what they want. Okay, so let's go to this. What do y'all feel about a man? I mean, what do y'all feel about approaching a man? Are y'all old fashioned? Do you get in the DM? We've been talking about this a lot, me and ANESHA on the radio show, and just period. And I talked to the men about that. Would you like a few pictures? Would you send him a picture and say, "Hey, this is a nice picture of you"? A little flirting, because what I found out about Ruth in my new book that y'all need to go order, it's at the bottom. I'm just throwing that plug in. That's how you push your book. I talk about Ruth. Fix it, Destiny. Fix it. Frank, I love you. I believe it's okay because she flirted. Jen, you the scholar in here. She did flirt. She covered his feet. In order for him to wake up. I mean, she uncovered his feet in order for him to wake up so he could be cold. Just little flirt things that she did. She went over his place and did all that. So. Look how she looking at me. She dissected what I'm saying. Is it okay to go in a man's DM? Is it okay for you to flirt? Jen?
I think for us, it's a complex and layered question.
That's right.
As an influencer, what you find is that guys are afraid to approach you. Mm-hmm. So sometimes as a strong woman, you have to kind of overstate your interest in a sense. In some cases, I've learned.
Let me say this. Listen to all of y'all. Most guys would be intimidated to say anything because y'all. No, I'm saying we guys because y'all are strong, positive women. Every last one of y'all. Go ahead. That's a compliment.
Thank you.
So I'll say this for me.
Thank you,
there's I'm gonna borrow a term from ANESHA. There's an energy. If I'm attracted to you, you're gonna know it. There's an energy that I have. I may look a little bit longer. It definitely probably won't be at church. It'll be in a more relaxed setting. But my conversation with you will be a lot longer than it would be, let's say, someone I'm not so interested in. It's kind of like, God bless you. All right. For those that I'm not interested in, but for that one, it's kind of like, oh, okay. So where do you work? Okay, are you from here? There's more of a coyness to it. So
I like that.
That's how I show interest.
Anybody else? Is it okay overall? Yes, no, you wouldn't. Ashley?
I'm definitely not sliding in anybody's DM, but I will definitely flirt.
But it's pandemic, Ashley.
I'm telling you, I'm not initiating anybody's DM, but I will slow down and position myself if I'm interested.
I like that word in my new book, Preparing and Position Yourself for the Right One. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I will position myself and slow down and make sure that he knows I'm interested. But I'm not going to anybody's DM. I won't initiate.
Okay.
I'm glad Ashley said that.
Okay, wait. Hold on. What does slowing down mean, though? What does that term mean?
Well, the reason I say slowing down is because my guy friends help me out with this, because I'm on the go a lot. And so they were like, Ashley, you like a cheetah. Like if a man's interested in you, by the time he like looks at you, you gone. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on to the next thing. And so because of the help of my male friends, I've just learned that if I'm interested, I'll literally slow down, give attention to, pay attention to, engage in conversation, whatever the moment is calling for, to make sure that he knows I'm interested.
Diamond Gant.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm glad she said that, because I didn't want to knock the whole DM thing, because some people do that. Personally, I am not comfortable sliding in someone's DMs. I think the word that was used, position, like I will position myself so that you understand that I am interested. Like I know particularly in my age group, everyone, you know, it's the whole liking of pictures. If they like 3 pictures, you know, you're interested. So, and that's
it ain't just your age. It ain't just your age.
Okay, well then that's just, you know, this new Instagram thing where people are just liking, you know, and that's how you know you're interested. You know, but I may like a picture or something like that. I'm not going back to 2016 and liking that picture. Like that's a little creepy, you know. But you know, perhaps if you DM me and you know I'm interested or you're attractive and you look like someone that you know I would want to talk to, yeah, I'm gonna give you more than the LOL. You know, it's gonna be you know me continuing the conversation. Even in like church settings, I'm very careful about you know how I interact with people. But as Jen said, like you know, if you're someone who's attractive and you know in the proper setting and context, the conversation may be a little bit longer. I may kind of prick at the conversation a little bit more than I would with just a God bless you, thank you, you know, something like that. So yeah, I think positioning and then you know positioning yourself so that they catch the bait, and then when they catch the bait, they can proceed.
So flirting is okay. Flirting is all right. Flirting.
I'm definitely, because I'm not sliding in a DM, and I think for us, here's the truth. Women and influential women are stigmatized and are judged harsher than men that are in our position. And so it'll just be, you're now a thought. Do you, because you was in that DM and you was in that one and you was in that one. And so no, I don't think I was sliding a DM, but I
agree with this. Yeah. You know, now, first of all, I personally like the DM thing, not for you to just come out and say, but the reason why I do, you all don't consider people like me. I am an introvert. I can do all of this. I can do all of this. I can be on TV all day long. I can host stuff. But when it comes to that one-on-one thing, and yeah. So consider those men that's like that. And like Ray just said, sometimes men are slow. We miss the signals. We do. Close your mouth, Diamond. Close your mouth, Diamond.
And because of a woman.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pastor.
And a woman of these ladies' caliber, if they show you, if they pause to give any length of interest, that's a big deal. And a lot of people,
that don't necessarily mean that. I had 40-45 women at the studio and they all paused. So what? That don't mean nothing.
I'm saying sometimes this, because we're so used to the women who just so quick at it, most women who have influence and they're influential in doing stuff, they're slow too. They're slower too because they have a lot to lose.
Got you. That's a good point. Now that's a very good point. Go ahead, Diamond.
That's a very good point. Now here's the thing, Bishop. So perhaps a young man slides in my DM. 9 times out of 10,
Diamond, you 44 years old. You so
I ain't her so.
That's the thing. I'm an old soul. I understand.
You like the old soul. I love you.
But perhaps, you know, that happens. That's very different than me sliding in someone's DM and it being screenshotted and now they're sending it to their fans.
So you're dealing with the same thing that we're dealing with as men.
Yeah, that's very true. But I think like it's different with the guy. And I hate to say that, but it really is. And so perhaps there's a young man that I like. I can't be the one like any other young lady, just, hey, I'm really interested in you. You know, that it doesn't work like that. There's so many other nuances that come to that. And you have to protect, you know, not only your anointing, but you have to protect your image. And that's very, very
But how
different.
do you think it's different with a guy? Why is it different with a guy? Because they're gonna label us as hoes.
No, but not. It's okay. They can label you as that and still come listening to you preach and teach and do what you got to do.
Well,
Okay, I digress. I digress. I digress. Y'all win. Y'all win.
I'm about to drink some water on me. That was good.
Right, because y'all coming out the gate. You already got a handicap. I digress.
Yeah,
I digress.
absolutely.
Okay.
You gotta be
I ain't
careful.
gonna digress that much, but I digress on that. Okay, so one of the misconceptions sometimes as boss ladies that y'all got people coming at y'all all the time. Do y'all?
No,
No,
I don't.
I don't.
Um,
I have the wrong people who are brave. Some people are brave enough, and then
Lord have mercy. Bishop Liston Page is in the house. Men are simply afraid of rejection. Thank you, Liston.
well, they should say something.
yes, please.
No, because we understanding each other, y'all. That's why I'm doing these for us to
Yeah, but
understand each
ladies
other.
are afraid. Ladies
But
don't like
listen,
rejection
but
either.
we're talking to you. This is the Bishop Liston Page. You know, we're telling you sometimes we are afraid just like y'all are. So what do we do with this? It's for real. We're telling you. So when we tell y'all, we're telling y'all. So sometimes we need a little help.
Yes.
Come on.
And so I think sometimes it's, you know, you can kind of tell. This is what I will do. I don't go in DMs.
She going coaching on me right now when she do that. When she do that, she going coaching on me.
Oh God. I don't go into DMs, but Bishop has actually made me start teaching women that it is okay. And I get that. And I say that because you're right. Some men, because here's the thing, ladies, that I do, and I do tell women, when men talk, I listen, I pay attention. So if there are men who are, for whatever reason, introverted, they're shy, they don't, whatever the story is, if you have kind of had a situation, now I don't do this and I won't do this, but I know there's some women who they need that that it's okay to do it. So let's say he didn't do anything else, but maybe he liked a few pictures the next day. Well, it's okay for you to like a few pictures. And then maybe he stalled. It's okay if you decide to be like, hey, how are you? You know, something simple. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be, I was checked out, you know. And then we had someone on the radio show last night. He said, when you shoot your shot, when you say, hey, or whatever, he now needs to pick up the ball and take it from there. Now, I don't believe women, we ought to just, at any rate, where you are, you don't need to take, you know, going, you got to be the one pursuing. I don't believe that. But I do think if you make the initial, throw the ball, you got to grab that ball, and like the guy last night said, slam dunk it. So I won't go in a DM. And then ask your other question. I do get men who come at me often, but I think it's because I'm very visual on social media. It just makes, you know, want comfortable, I should say, reaching out.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say this, Bishop, right quick before you move on?
And then Destiny, you want to chime in?
I don't. For me, I'm probably not gonna be in your DMs because I'm not attracted to passive men. I'm not attracted to aggressive men or passive men. So you're gonna have to be assertive to have a balanced approach for me to have my attention. You aggressive, I'm running. You passive, I don't even recognize.
It don't mean that a man is passive because he don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you call him.
Well, Erica described the type of guy she likes. She want a man that got some.
I know.
You know.
I'm saying who's for me will have to be able to be assertive, balanced enough, a balanced approach enough to at least make his presence known.
Okay, Destiny, you want to add to that? No.
I don't personally slide into them. For me, it's such a beautiful thing being a woman, because there's so many ways that we can use our femininity and our feminine nature to attract what we want. So I just kind of tap into my feminine energy if there's someone that I'm interested in, and it tends to work pretty well. So
okay,
I'm gonna leave
let's
it at
move to the next one. We're gonna go just for a little while longer, y'all. So this statement right here. Do y'all need a man or you want a man?
Both.
I want one.
Do you need one? Because a lot of women say, I don't need a man. I got my own place. I got my own car. I got my own stuff. I got my own money. I don't need a man. So do you need a man or do you want a man?
Well, I was gonna just say that I have all of those things, and I still need a man, and I still want a man. So for me, it's both.
So you want both? But it's
Yeah,
both.
I think yeah, for me, it doesn't have to be either or. Like I can have all of my own things and house and all this,
And still
but need a man and still want one. That's just for me.
Okay. Anybody else? Y'all understand the question though, right?
I believe I need and want a man, because there are things and attributes that God had equipped men with that we do need. It doesn't matter how well equipped we are as solo dolo. He joined us together for a reason. So I believe there's somebody for me that has what I need and what I want.
Okay. Anybody else?
I agree with Erica and Ashley. I want one, but I also, as Erica said, I know that there are certain things that will only come out of me a certain way with the addition of a man.
Okay. So I think everybody agree. Need and want. Okay, we can move on from there. So I want to go back a little bit. So how should a man, and only a few of y'all can answer this because I want to get to how should a man approach y'all? I mean, hold on. Successful, influential women, all of y'all in your own right, no matter how young, how old you all, that's why I asked you all to do this in your own right, even if you're still climbing. So how should a man approach you all?
Just be
Put that back
honest.
up. Put that back up, Melinda.
Yeah,
I want to see
that's what I was just about to say. I was going to say the same thing. Just be honest. Be honest with your expectations. And be
mute
open
yourself,
to
Destiny, for a minute.
receiving.
Okay.
And be open to receiving my expectations as well. But having that honesty to me is key, because I think what happens is when you're not honest about your intentions, and then when you're not honest about even your state of life and where you are and your readiness for a relationship, then we're missing a mutuality here in this pursuit of whatever we're doing. And I think a lot of times this is how delusions are built, because I'm thinking that you're ready and you're not honest. And so I began to build this delusion of this relationship that I'm thinking is going to transpire, and you have not been honest from the get-go. And then my time is wasted because you weren't honest from the very beginning in the first place. And to me, that is wrong on all parts, is when you begin to waste my time because you're not honest. To me, delusions will have you investing in a fantasy that isn't even consistent with the facts. And I'm all about the facts.
Good.
Like, are you ready? Do you have, are you there mentally? Are you there spiritually? Are you there financially? Because I don't want to be investing in something that does not exist when I could be investing my time in something that I can actually get a return in. And so I'm not in the business of building fantasies when I know that God has promised me my forever. There is somebody out there for me that is ready. I am somebody's wife, whether you have recognized it or not. It doesn't change it. That means that I just go to somebody else. I'm a blessing. Don't stop being a blessing because you mishandle it or because you don't recognize it. That means that your disqualification is another man's upgrade.
Absolutely.
Hey, come on, sis.
All right, now.
Come on, sis.
Hey. Okay. I just started singing.
Well, Bishop, I'll hop in. I think for me, and I don't know if this is going to answer the question, but it will, I believe. They should approach me being like, how do I say this without it not coming off the wrong way? First of all, respectfully, but then come as an come ready to alleviate the pressure, if that makes sense. I don't want to feel like I deal with a lot of pressure, and this is just me in life already. I don't want you to come to me you know, adding that burden, that pressure that I have to live up to the expectation that you've already put on me. So if you come ready to see diamond, that's like you've already kind of won, in my opinion. Not won me all together, but that's important to me. Come ready to receive me for who I am, and be ready to get to know me rather than coming thinking that you're about to get the preacher.
So you kind of answering my next question all in one. So that's really good, because the next question is no, I'm saying both of you approaching, and then the next one is how do you want them to treat you, you know, in the relationship. And so you all are kind of Jen, how do you want a man? How do you want to be treated? Being all the layers that come with you, you know, the woman of God, the you know, you help pastor a mega church that everybody knows about. I mean, you are theologian, you know, all that. How I mean, you know, yeah.
I'm a woman. I mean, it's really simple. Before I become,
Is that an issue though, that people see you like that instead of what you just?
Absolutely. And it's so simple. Just be yourself. This is what I tell guys. Just be yourself. Treat me like you would any other woman, because I am. I just happen to be called to the ministry. I just happen to be a pastor, but I'm still a lady. And so I want the door opened. Some women don't like that, but I like for a guy to open the door for me. I like for a gentleman to help me down the steps or help me up the steps. And that's not
That should be their reasonable service. That's not an extra.
Yeah, that's a part of it. But I think some people look at the strength and they feel like you don't need support. Just because you're strong doesn't mean you don't need support. So I think just approach me as you would any other lady. Respect.
Listen. These are awesome women, and they don't deserve to be the caretakers of immature men.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir.
That's why you Bishop Liston Page Jr. Come on in here. Anybody want to add to that?
The nurturer, not the caretaker.
Anybody want to add to Destiny? Here she froze. Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my mic.
So adding to the question that you just posed to Jennifer. Jen?
Yeah.
About how you want. Go ahead, Destiny.
Oh, go ahead, Destiny. How do you want a man? Yeah. How do you want a man to approach you and treat you? We kind of went into the treating thing from the approaching thing. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Erica.
Well, I even though
how do you want to be treated?
Strong personality. I like somebody to handle me delicately. I'm a little more fragile than people know, and so I like to be handled like a flower. Like someone fragile. I walk through enough stuff. I don't mind a man being assertive, but I just gentle. Handle me with delicacy, like I'm the most fragile thing you've had. Even though there's a strength to me, I can break. And I said that. I do like to be able to jump on your back and you can carry me up the stairs on your back. I want to be able to take off my cape. I don't want to be your teacher at all. I want to be able to learn from you. Even the simplest things, a woman in influence can find something to learn from a man she loves. If she loves him, she's going to find something.
But you know, we want to learn a little bit from y'all too, though. I think it's a two-sided thing. Any man that comes think that he can't learn anything from a woman is kind of, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Y'all agree with that? They should be able to learn a little bit.
Absolutely. Oh, a lot. Not even a little bit. A lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So how about the money thing? Are you all right with a man? And we only got about 10 more minutes, y'all. Are y'all all right with a man making less?
Everybody freeze. Can we freeze?
Did the whole thing freeze?
That's what I'm wondering.
Everybody was like,
I'm on pause.
I'm okay.
I was just gonna say, I'm okay with the man making less money if he has the confidence to be with a woman who makes more.
There you go.
So the money for me is not the deal breaker, honestly. It's the confidence usually that becomes the deal breaker.
I don't know if Diamond agree with that.
No, I want everyone else to answer. This is good.
Okay.
She said, I don't know.
Oh my God.
What'd you say, Jen?
I think it doesn't matter if he makes less. It's what he does with what he has.
That's good.
Okay, the stewardship.
Yeah.
She said, "How much less?" she like, wait a minute. She like, what we talking?
Who we talking with some numbers?
Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, I mean, if he makes less, but he manages it well, and all of his needs are met with what he makes, I think that's a good steward. I think somebody mentioned it, and that's a great quality to have in a man.
I'm gonna agree with both Ashley and Jen, and I think because I lean towards Ashley a lot because a lot of men do get really intimidated if their woman make more than them, and it becomes other problems in the relationship. So it makes you uncomfortable to even be successful on a certain level because it makes them uncomfortable. So
you almost have to dim your light in some ways.
I don't want to do that no more.
Yeah,
I did that.
Bishop, that's why I had that face, because I'm like, I don't want to go down that road of like this becoming a bigger issue. And yes, money is important, but money isn't everything. We know that. Even like for me, how you steward your money is important. But then I'm like, okay, if I'm coming to the table with a certain, level of discipline, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who's just frivolously spending all the time. That's important to me because one day, your money and my money is going to become our money. So I need to know that you kind of know what you're doing in that area. But I think that is a real fear for me, like just being honest, what Pastor Erica said, it becoming a bigger issue down the line.
How much potential are you willing to marry or date? Are you willing to date or marry? Like when I married Pastor Kim, when I first started pastoring and preaching, I've always been a worker. Like y'all see me now, I've always been that. So she was making more money than me at the telephone company then. She was a manager back in the 90s making, $70,000. And she said, I got us. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. But I was already making money, but it wasn't consistent. And it paid off for her. So how much potential are you willing? Do you want to fix? Are you willing to do any fixer upper? Are you need is a rehab home okay? That's how I always say. Or are you going all the way for the dream home?
And if you tell people on this thing what your level of tolerance is, then you'll have everybody in your inbox.
Oh Lord, y'all know how to manage that. So would you date any potential? Just potential at all?
You know what? I'm not against some measure of potential myself because I believe that sometimes you're looking at mega in seed form. I believe that. However, I have to be certain of that, and it has a lot to do with their competence in communication, their competence in their own evolving, and their discipline in personal growth and development, and being able to have honest communication about it. So.
I think we all are in different places of potentiality in different areas. I think for me, as long as it's not draining me of my, and it's not, pulling from me, then I'm open to that. But I don't want nothing coming from my peace. I mean, when you get in a place where you feel good about where you are, anybody coming for that is a quick out. So I'm okay with that. But
especially when you have children involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got a lot to protect.
Okay. So is it more difficult as women preachers to date? And is it more difficult to date? I see dating as data, getting data. Are you, because you are women and you are preachers, a man can go out there and be out with somebody different all the time. Not a committed relationship. I'm not talking about commitment. I'm talking about dating, getting data. Is that hard for you all to do? Because I remember this subject came up on the women preachers, and I think Dr. ANESHA kind of mentioned it, that it's kind of difficult for women. Do you all feel that it's difficult for you all to date multiple people? It's not commitment. There's not commitment. And if people from your congregations where you are stewarding at or helping the steward, they see you and say, oh my God, I saw her with somebody else last week, and they don't know that you're not committed to none of them. Is that hard? Have you done it?
I would say absolutely. I don't believe that I can go out and have sometimes can you go to coffee shop with different people without somebody saying, oh Lord, she has somebody every week. So it is difficult. Like I said, we are judged even harsher than men in the pulpit are.
Okay. Who wants to go with that?
Yeah, I agree.
mean-
I mean, you know, I don't lean into, you know, doing multiple situations just because, you know, it is. And then even for the man, when he knows what you do, you know what I'm saying? It's like you still have to be cognizant of that, because not that you're not wanting to be yourself, but at the same time, you know, you don't know who he may talk to or who he may. People want to just let people know they talk to you. They, you know, they got your number or whatever the case is. So I do believe it is, and I believe with Erica, we are judged harsher.
Okay. Last question, and we gone. And I want those of you that are watching, don't go off, because I want to be a blessing to these ladies tonight. And the Cash App is at the bottom, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I need y'all to do. Y'all know how we do it. Those of you that are on regularly, because I want to be a blessing to them. Get them some Starbucks tomorrow. So last question. If you could tell a man anything on tonight from a woman's perspective, if you could say, dear king, dear man, I need you to do this better. I need you to be more respectful to women. I need you to be more of a gentleman. I need you to do this. Dear king, not future husband, just talk to men from a woman's perspective, those that will come on and watch this. And it's more men on here than ever. What would you say to them one by one, starting with Jen?
Love us. If you love us, and I'm talking about agape, I'm talking about phileo, I'm talking about all of the multidimensional aspects of love. Treat us the way you want to be treated. Love us. And I think if you do that, we can find our way to relationship and find our way to marriages and healthy interactions with each other. If you just show love.
Diamond?
I'm really trying to think of what I want to say. I mean, I think the love piece was perfect. I would say, this is about to be so crazy, but I'm the youngest one, so I'm just gonna say, stop over exaggerating. Like, be yourself. Stop over exaggerating on two fronts, right? First, be yourself. Come as you are, right? But then second, you know, if we're talking and in the talking stage, please stop telling your friends that, you know, we are almost committed and we're getting ready to be married. You know, be genuine and be respectful. Like, just stop doing that. That's what I want to tell y'all. They gonna say all the deep stuff.
Men do that?
Yes.
Yes, Bishop. Yes.
Really?
You like literally, you respond to their message on Instagram, and all of a sudden it's, oh, she, you know, we talk or we went on a date. I'm like, no, we've never done any of that. Just
Oh my God. Okay.
like, okay, there we go. They're gonna say the good stuff.
That ownership piece.
I would say, dear king, you're enough, because I would just say, know that you're enough. If you like a woman, say something.
Yes.
Believe enough in yourself that you're bringing whatever you have to the table. That's enough to approach her and be honest from jump.
Okay. Yolanda?
I would say get whole.
Mm.
Get whole and be healed. I really feel like when someone, you know, isn't whole, then you allow what you survived to be the controlling mechanism of how you're trying to thrive in your next relationship. You know, if you're still connected to your old season or your old things that have hurt you, then there's no way that you're emotionally available for this next level or this next season or this next relationship. And then you enter relationships making women, you know, cut checks for bills that they didn't run up. You know, these are things that last relationship happened or that last person hurt you. So I would say definitely get whole, be healed, because when you're not whole and healed, then there is no space for me and there is no capacity for me in
That's
this
good.
relationship. There's
That's
a
good.
third person still in this relationship, to be honest. So the question becomes, not are you in a relationship, but does somebody think that they're in a relationship with you? You know?
Yes, that's
are
good.
you still connected to, you know, that past relationship? So get whole, be healed.
These are some good answers. Like y'all knocking it out of the park. Go ahead, Anisha.
So I agree with every single one spoken thus far, but I would just add the piece of protect me. Be willing to protect me as much as you want to protect your own heart. And that would be all I would say in that space. Just protect me.
Okay. Sister Erica, Pastor Erica.
Agreeing with all of what the women said, I'm just going to add this and say, dear King, be consistent. Be consistent with what you do. Just show up. Be consistent.
Okay. Man, you all have been a breath of fresh air. This has been amazing to listen to you all, and a little more calmer than the men, I would say. I want everybody that's on here, if you would just sow a $20 seed. I need about 50 of y'all. There's about 300 people on all the platforms. The information is on the bottom. It is Cash App, Greg Davis Ministries 1. It is Zelle, gregdavisshow@gmail.com. It is contact Greg Davis on PayPal, and it is Greg Davis. It is Greg Davis Ministries on Givelify. And I just want to just give them something for being here tonight. The money don't go to me. I bless them just like we do the men. I wouldn't dare do for the men and not do for them. So I need those of you that would sow tonight. Some of you can give more. This was like a masterclass without any registration. And because they shared with you, and I know you were blessed because I see your comments. So if you all would definitely go to the Cash App, $ Greg Davis Ministries, and so on tonight, so that we can be a blessing to the women. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and I'll put it up here. I don't mean to cut you out, Pastor E, but I want them to see I want them to see clearly. All right, I want them to see clearly. And so those of you that would do that, just say I'm sewing, please. Just say, I see it coming in already. Just say I'm sewing, please. Just say I'm sewing. And I'm going to let them go around and tell if they have anything coming up they can promote, tell where you can follow them. But I need you all to sow. Thank you, Cynthia. 20, somebody can give 50, somebody can give more than that. This is the new norm. This is the new entertainment. This is the way now we're doing it, being that they're getting ready. I just heard they're getting ready to shut New York down again. And so this is the new norm. And so I know you were blessed. And so sow that seed tonight in those various areas. We're going to start with Jen. What you got coming up? Where can we find you at as they're sowing?
Yes. So I still have my book, 31 Days of Winning. It's a devotional journal for women, and I have some brothers who love it. And it basically takes you on a journey to wholeness from hard things, because hard things happen to everybody. And so it's a great journal. If you want to buy it, you can just go to Barnes & Noble and search for it, or you can go to Amazon. I will be preaching tomorrow for Shiloh Baptist Church in Cleveland, Ohio. Dr. Lisa Goods is the pastor there. And I just ask that you pray for me as I deliver the word. And I got some more stuff coming up. Follow me on Instagram to see where I'll be after that. The Carner JLC. That is at The Carner JLC. And that's also my moniker on Twitter. Thank y'all for having me.
All right. I need about 30 more y'all to do that $20. Y'all, I need about 30 more y'all to do that on tonight. And I would appreciate that. And Diamond.
First, Bishop, thank you for having me on. I've enjoyed talking with the ladies, and I've been taking notes myself as the youngest. So thank you. But you all can follow me on Instagram at Diamond J Gant. It's my name on here. I don't know if you can see it. Follow me. That's where you'll be able to see what's coming up. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Diamond J Gant on YouTube. Subscribe. There's some preaching engagements coming up, but if you go on my website, diamondjgant.com, you'll be able to see those as well. I'm excited because I'm getting ready to finish finals and I'm working towards graduation. That is what I'm focused on. So that's where you can find me, at Diamond J Gant.
All right. Nisha.
Yeah, I am all. First of all, thank you, Bishop, for this conversation tonight. Such a healthy dialogue, and I thank you for the space in your platform. So I am all over social media as Anisha Sharp. I'm on Facebook as Anisha Alexandria, and I have something coming up I'm super excited about called the Esther Effect. It is a membership-based academy where we're going to be going through lots of different things. We're going to go over parents, building financial wealth, relationship building, self-help. So it's a sisterhood, it's a fraternity. It's a lot of great things for me to describe in one place, but for more information, you can go to my website, aneshasharp.com, and then just go to events and programs. It'll give you all the details of what we're going to be doing, and just a great place, a community that I'm excited to be building.
All righty. And Yolanda?
Yes. Well, echoing everybody, thank you, Bishop, for this awesome conversation. Definitely needed, especially in our Christian arena. You can find me at Yolanda D. Mercer on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. They're all the same. Even Clubhouse, Yolanda D. Mercer up there as well. Just some things coming up. I released my book in September, Breaking Up with Comparison, just really encouraging men and women, because we all do it naturally, compare ourselves to other people, but just really having confidence in God's plan for you. Because when you emulate others, you alienate God and the real plan that He has for your life. Also, I have a program called Gift Institute, where I assist individuals in discovering their gifts, growing in their gifts, and really demonstrating their gifts. We go through a 4-week coaching program, and it has been awesome. And enrollment is still going. So, if you are interested, or if you would like to answer those questions about, what am I gifted to do, then that is definitely for you. As far as preaching engagements go, like Bishop said, this is our new normal. So I will be on somebody's live, somebody's virtual conference, literally every week for the next 2 months. So look on any of my Instagram pages for flyers that are coming up. There's the Activate conference coming up, the Emerge, Women Emerge conference coming up. All these conferences will be coming up within the next few weeks that I've been blessed to be a part of. So definitely look at all of those Instagram, Facebook pages to really just be abreast to what's happening.
All right, Ashley.
Thank you, Bishop, so much for having me tonight. This was a much needed conversation, and I'm looking forward to having the men and the women together.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
You can find me at the Ashley Winston on Instagram, and anything that you need, my books and all that, are on my website, and that is theashleywinston.com. And check out my podcast, Break Free with Ashley Winston.
All right.
Here you can find the podcast.
Okay. PE.
Yeah, there is a great deal of things that I'm doing, but I'm on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, but I'm mostly put a lot on Instagram. You can follow me at www.pastorerica.com or join our network, Emerge. It is the rise of the modern day proverbial woman, helping women balance their proverbial powers. And so it's a lot of women who are pastors and leaders and teachers from all over. We come together to collaborate and to help other women balance those gifts that they have and be a help at home. Emerge-21.com. And and Clubhouse, Monday mornings, the Life Room. For my strong friends, those people who are smiling under pressure.
And those of you that have Clubhouse, make sure Saturdays, me and ANESHA and some others do When the Right One Comes at 3:00. We're waiting to get our Clubhouse approved for When the Right One Comes. And so also every night at midnight, Monday through Friday, here in Detroit, I do a radio show called When the Right One Comes on 9:10 a.m. It's a talk station owned by Word Network, but it's a secular station. And ANESHA is my co-host from Oklahoma. She does it with me, and we're going to have some of these ladies on to talk their reality of relationship. It's a relationship show. That's the sphere that I'm pivoting into in ministry to, and it's much needed. So I thank all of you. Again, my book is out. Please go get it. There it is right there. Preparing and Positioning for the Right One. Pre-orders. Everybody that orders now, you get it. You get a signed copy. We're going to leave this up as we go because some of you are going to give. The rest of y'all that's saying, ooh, I just got to watch the rebroadcast. It's going to be in about 5 minutes. I'll release it, but I need some of y'all to give. All the ladies that's on the panel, I need y'all to text me your Cash App because I don't want to text all y'all and ask y'all for it. So text me your Cash App. I didn't mean to be ghetto and ask y'all right there, but just I love y'all and appreciate y'all so much. And to Destiny, she tried her best.
I know.
Yes, Destiny, we love you.
And to my daughter Marlinda behind the scenes, thank
Thank you,
you.
Marlinda.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Melinda.
All right. Good night, ladies. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.